This is Ohio Harness Update, a look at harness racing across the Buckeye State. Ohio Harness Update is brought to you by Matt Franklin, Wealth Advisor at Wire to Wire Wealth.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Frank Fraz, and welcome to this edition of Ohio Harness Update. It was a big month for Charlie May. He won the Houghton at the Meadowlands, then won the Send It In Invitational at Sciota Downs. Grace Hill set a new track record at Sciota Downs, winning the Cleopatra. In this edition, we talked to Hall of Famer Bob Roberts, and our driver spotlight is Pierce Henry. In 2021, Charlie May crossed the finish line first in the Meadowlands pace, but following a judge's inquiry, he was disqualified.
A buck of Hanover stacks to the far outside. He's tracked by American Courage, who has to pass most of them here at 3/4. It's Perfect Sting. The ball's in his court. Perfect Sting on the inside. Lawless Shadow looking to shake loose. 3/4, 1:21.3 in the pace. It is Perfect Sting by 2. Perfect Sting now closing in. Charlie May had a perfect cover trip here with Super Brett Miller trying to bring him by. On the outside, Charlie May. Perfect Sting digging in. Lawless Shadow shaking loose late. Slugfest to the wire. Charlie May! Charlie did it! Charlie May!
2 years later, Charlie May returned to New Jersey for the $440,000 William Houghton Memorial. Again, Charlie May crossed the finish line first, but this time the results stood.
They go at it on the far turn. A buck of Hanover and Ruthless Hanover. These two slug it out in trading blows. Allywag Hanover in the pocket spot. And lurking is By the Missile. Here comes By the Missile surging 3 wide. Also 3 wide, Tattoo Artist. And they turn for home off 3/4 in 1:19.4 in the stretch. It's Ruthless Hanover the target, and they fan out to come after him. Here comes Tattoo Artist down the center with Dexter Dunn. In between them, Allywag Hanover. And on the cones, Charlie May in deep stretch, but it's Tattoo Artist at 10-1 on the inside. Charlie May. Charlie May may do it. Charlie May in the Buckeye.
The son of McCardle made it a July to remember as he followed up his victory in the Houghton Memorial with a win at Eldorado Sciota Downs in the Send It In Invitational.
Charlie May will have to wait for Racing Room as they come to the top of the stretch. Line drive, Hanover, Little Rocket Man on the outside, digging passing lane. Here comes Charlie May. Line drive, Hanover, Charlie May on the inside. Line drive, Hanover, Charlie May in the Send It In, 1:47.4.
With the win, Charlie May raised his lifetime earnings to $1.89 million. In the Cleopatra Invitational at Sciota Downs, Grace Hill won for the 6th time as she set a new track record for aged mare pacers.
It's Grace Hill with the lead. Kobe's GG has had the trip. She'll try to dig in and find passing gear top of the stretch on their way home. Grace Hill, Kobe's GG on the outside is coming on and coming at her. Grace Hill digging in. Kobe's GG still coming. Too tight to call. Photo for win. 1:48.4. Regardless of the results of that picture, that is going to be a new track record.
That wasn't the only record set at Sciota Downs in July. Little Rocket Man set a new mark for aged gelding pacers as he blistered the track in 1:47.3, taking almost a second off the old record.
Section line, Big Rye takes the lead. Here comes Little Rocket Man on the outside. Bernie is still there 3rd. He'll have to re-rally. Gold Digger King 4th. Later Dudes waiting for room. Top of the stretch on their way home. Section line, Big Rye gives way to Little Rocket Man, who takes the lead, and he is drawing away. Little Rocket Man does it again in 1:47.3. New track record.
Little Rocket Man's performance was the 3rd fastest mile in the history of Sciota Downs. During Ohio Sire Stakes action in July, Majestic Seas set a new track record for 2-year-old pacing fillies.
Majestic Seas has opened up 4, nearly 5. In gear 3 wide, Rose Run Zoe. Miss Betty is still digging as they come to the top of the stretch. Sarah said, starting to give way through the lane. It's Majestic Seas with the lead, moving well and closing in as Rose Run Zoe from 2nd. Fearless Ginger is now 3rd to the wire. Majestic Seas will win it 1:51.1, and that is a new track record.
The month of July kicked off at Sciota Downs with the preferred equine next generation races. In the 2-year-old filly trot, Jurassic Hattie went gate to wire to win in 156-2.
Jurassic Hattie trying to go all the way. Sugar instead is digging in and trying to catch the leader. Possibility to the inside is their third as they trot through the stretch. It is Jurassic Hattie under a hand drive for Brett Miller to win the next generation.
The freshman colt trotters saw Spezzano come home a winner in a new stakes record of 156-2.
Tennessee Tom has the lead. Spezzano is there racing in second. $1 million coins from mid-pack. He slipped a gear. He's retreating. Runs the win, is still there third. Do what's right. Clear and driving fourth. Into the stretch. Tennessee Tom. Spezzano on the outside is out of the pocket. Digging in. Coming on and coming at him. Tennessee Tom. Spezzano. They'll come to the wire together. Very tight photo. 156-2. And that will be a new stakes record.
On the pacing side, Majestic Seas was a winner for 2-year-old pacing fillies.
Majestic Seas still the one to catch on the outside. Daisy Star. Seaside Streakers had the trip. Fanning 3 wide. Venice Blue Chip 4 wide from the back of Seaside Diva. They're off the turn on their way home. Majestic Seas with the lead. Daisy Star outside into the passing lane. Seaside Streaker. It's Majestic Seas. Majestic Seas with the lead, and she'll hang on to win it in 153-2.
The winner of the next generation for the 2-year-old colt pacers was Midwind Beach Boy, winning in 152-4.
And on the outside, Janelle Granny puts head and neck in front. $100 man trying to dig back in. Clever Cody looking for racing room and rolling up from the back. Here comes Midwind Beach Boy. Top of the stretch on their way home. $100 man is battled back. Janelle Granny is digging. Outside, Midwind Beach Boy, passing lane, Clever Cody. Look at this finish. 4 across the track to the wire, but it's Midwind Beach Boy in the final strides. 152-4.
Racing at the Ohio County Fairs is in full swing. There have been numerous track records set around the state. At Tiffin, there were 2 records set. Cody Greeno drove the 2-year-old colt trotter Longing for Cash to a new record in 203-2.
And Longing for Cash is high-stepping by as they move around the final turn. Longing for Cash with the lead. Zoned is there in second. Further back is I'm Full of Love and Long Way to the top at the top of the stretch on their way home. And it is Longing for Cash. Longing for Cash and Cody Greeno getting all the green here. It's Longing for Cash to win.
And Mark St. Louis Jr. drove Why Tomorrow Ray to a new mark in the 3-year-old colt pace, winning in 155-4.
They'll pace the turn, they'll head for home. Why Tomorrow Ray by 2.5 lengths. Over there in second is still Fear the Lou. They're at the top of the stretch and a drive for the wire. And it's Why Tomorrow Ray in their second, Fear the Lou. Doo-Wop Bobby looking 3 wide. Why Tomorrow Ray is getting tired. Fear the Lou is coming, driving to the wire. Photo for win.
There were 2 records set at Wapakoneta. Trooper L and Hank Levan tied the record for the all-aged pace, winning in 156-1, only to see Dancin' by the Seaside with Cam McGowan break the mark 5 races later in 156.
Around the final turn, Dancin' by the Seaside by 3.5. Well said, Aveliana is coming after that leader with every stride with 1/8 of a mile to come. Dancin' by the Seaside, well said, Aveliana. Inside the final 16th, it's Dancing by the Seaside. Well said, Aveliana will not reach. Dancing by the Seaside.
While Four Wheelin' and Alex Hawk set a new mark for all-age trotters when Hawk drove Four Wheelin' home in 159.
Lane of Stone with the lead. Four Wheelin' is second. He's turned away. Four Wheelin' on the outside. Lane of Stone. Now he has to try to fend off Team L through the lane. Lane of Stone. Team L battling back on the outside is Four Wheelin'. Four Wheelin' is coming back. Four Wheelin' over Lane of Stone.
At Carrollton, Nick Clegg drove Town Line Flight to a new all-age pacing record in 157-2.
1/8 of a mile to go. Town Line Flight brings him into the stretch. Racing up on the outside as they come home. It is Daenerys' Dream to the wire. It's all Town Line Flight and Nick Clegg.
At Marysville, Feisty Sam and Matthew Brown set a new record for 3-year-old colt trotters and the all-age trotting record, winning in 1:59.4.
And he's feisty today. It's Feisty Sam turning first now by 2. On the outside, Rose Run Yakim, but it's Feisty Sam who's drawing clear. Feisty Sam will win.
At Wood County, Lady with No Fear and Ed Hennessy set a new record in the 3-year-old filly pace, winning in 1:59.2.
They race toward home. That's Lady with No Fear, but now Hang On Abigail closing fast on the outside. Lady with No Fear and Hang On Abigail. It's going to be Lady with No Fear, and here the outcome.
When we return, our driver spotlight features Pierce Henry. We talk to new Hall of Famer Bob Roberts, and we take a look at milestones on the track.
With over 30 years of experience in wealth planning and a lifetime of involvement in harness racing, Matt Franklin at Wire to Wire Wealth can help you build a financial plan that addresses the unique circumstances of those involved in the horse racing industry. Whether you are investing to build wealth, protect your family, or preserve your assets, Matt at Wire to Wire Wealth will work with you through the wealth planning process from start to finish.
Welcome back to Ohio Harness Update. I'm Frank Frost, joined now by Pierce Henry, our driver spotlight for this month. And Pierce, how did you get in this business?
Well, my grandpa had horses back in the day, like just cheap horses as a hobby and stuff like that. And then once I started going around the horses, it just gets in your blood, and it's kind of hard to get away from. So,
what made you want to become a driver?
Well, I love the horses. The horses are great, and be able to sit behind them, and I'm very competitive. I've always been competitive, so what else can you do besides race horses and still be as competitive as you are and stuff, so.
Now, you've been driving now, you've averaged about 300 drives over the last probably 8 or 9 years, 343 wins. As of now, do you remember that first one?
Yeah, right here. Actually, Ryan Stahl gave me a drive on Can't Slay Me was his name, and he made the front, and the rest is history.
So is Tiffin the favorite track for you because of that, or what is your favorite fair track?
It is one of my favorites, actually, just because of winning the first one. But like hometown Ottawa there, Putnam County, I mean, there's nothing better racing at home. But like Delaware County Fair, that's a great place to race.
Now, you've started to dip your fingers and your toes into the training end of this now. What's that like, and why go into the training side?
I've always had like a few horses of my own, and I love trotters. I love the babies and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure why, because it takes a lot of patience and stuff, but just to be able to wake up and work around the horses and stuff like that, it's a lot of fun, and I enjoy it.
When it's all said and done, would you rather be driving them or training them?
To be completely honest, it doesn't really bother me. I love driving and I love training, so just whatever, it don't matter.
What's on the Pierce Henry bucket list in harness racing?
I just want to do as best as I can. I just want to win. I mean, I want to win every race I'm in. I know that's not possible, but I just want to be competitive and have a good name for myself and stay humble and stuff like that.
When you don't win, what goes through your mind, and what do you do to clear your mind and get ready for the next one?
Well, if it's my fault, which maybe it can be, of course, I try to, I usually apologize. If I do make a mistake, I'm usually pretty good about admitting it and stuff like that. I just know now to, move on to the next page and stuff like that a lot better.
You've mainly driven at the fairs. Do you see yourself driving more at the pari-mutuel tracks as time goes on?
I would like to. It's tough. You got Ohio is booming right now, and you go down to Sciota, and there's Dayton, Miami, and the Northfield. I mean, you look at those drivers. You have some of the best in the business, and they're, it's hard to get your foot in the door.
What's the best part about your job?
Being around the horses. If you have a rough night at the track, and if I'm at the barn in the morning, they don't talk back. I know sometimes they'd like to, but just the horses, it's a lot of fun.
Well, good luck the rest of the way, Pierce.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you.
In July, Bob Roberts was inducted into the Communicators Hall of Fame. We got a chance to catch up with the Hall of Famer at MGM Northfield Park on Battle of Lake Erie night. With Bob Roberts, the newest member of the Communicators Hall of Fame, congratulations. First off, what was it like when you got that phone call?
You know, I was stunned. I got a lot of friends who pulled jokes on me. I figured, come on, what are you kidding me? They go, no, you're in. I go, oh my God. I never saw it coming.
What made you want to write about horse racing your entire life?
My dad was a plastering contractor back in the late 50s, early 60s, and he would check all the jobs, and then the truck would point to the racetracks. And I was the oldest of 3 boys, so I would tag along with my dad, and I just loved the pageantry and the color of it. I loved coming out here, running around, picking up losing tickets, and I always thought it was really cool that when you left the track on a Friday night, you can get Saturday's program. I go, wow, I can read this all day tomorrow before we go back to Northfield Saturday night. So I just love the pageantry and the color of it. And every day is a new day. You know, there's a bridge in Cleveland that connects the east and the west side. It's called 480, and the saying is, nobody ever jumped off the 480 bridge with tomorrow's racing program in their pocket. There's always hope.
Now, you've covered an awful lot of events throughout your career. Which one harness racing story for you stands out more than any?
There was a husband and wife team, and I put together a book. Here's a plug. I put together a book of my favorite articles, and it's on sale on Amazon. It's called Writings of a Railbird. All the money, I only charge $10. All the money goes to either Ronald McDonald House or St. Jude Hospital. So if you buy the book, I ain't keeping a penny of it. But so this story's in the book. There was a husband and wife team here who thought their racehorse was their grandmother reincarnated. So the lead was like, Bill and Mary Smith are going to give Grandma one more turn around the track before they let her out for the winner. So that was one of my favorite stories, to tell you the truth. And there was a jug that I covered that went 3 heats, fake left. He was on his knees to win that race. It was one of the more courageous races on either breed I ever saw. So that little brown jug sticks with me, too.
Now, you earlier told Dave Bianconi that harness racing people are special.
They are. They're so, I covered Major League Baseball. Those guys, they don't want to be bothered. And I covered NFL, and I covered like every Kentucky Derby from Secretariat to Barbaro, so 73 to 2006. But when I interview the harness people, it's just such a down-to-earth feeling. They're so proud of their horses. They care more about that stopwatch than the purse earnings, for God's sakes. What's the lifetime mark? But I really enjoy talking to them because they appreciate the coverage.
Well, Bob, congratulations. An honor well deserved.
Thank you very much. Take care.
The Little Brown Jug has announced that the purse for the 78th edition of the Jug will be a total of $1 million. Any eliminations will have a purse of $50,000, with the balance being handed out for the second heat. The largest purse ever for the Jug was $677,000 in 2015. Mark your calendars. The Jug is scheduled for September 21st. OHH Outreach was very busy in July. We were at Breyerfest in Lexington, Kentucky. Over 30,000 equine enthusiasts descended on the Kentucky Horse Park. The OHHA booth included the virtual reality bike. The OHHA was also at the State Fair Junior Horse Show at the State Fairgrounds, which was then followed by the State Fair. As part of the Ohio Farm Bureau Land and Living exhibit, the OHHA had its virtual reality race bike, leg wrapping station, bone box, and a display of what racehorses eat and wear on their hooves. There were driver and trainer milestones in July. Bobby Jo Brewer picked up her first driving win as she drove Party Boy Hill to victory in the Springhaven Farms Lady Driving Series at the Clinton County Fair. Logan Ebersole won for the first time in his career as he drove Black Python to the win at the Carroll County Fair.
But there's no chance about the leader. Into the stretch, on top of the field, it's all Black Python and Logan Ebersole drawing away as they please.
Eric Miller picked up his first parimutuel win when he drove Jacana to victory at Northfield Park.
Jacana still the leader, been there every step. Sage Ivy second, Avery's Hailstorm is third, less than an eighth of a mile to go. Jacana trying to last on this lead. Sage Ivy on the outside, and deep stretch, it's Jacana. Jacana and Eric Miller, wire to wire.
And Wyatt Farmer also found the winner's circle for the first time at a parimutuel track when he won with Deliska N at Sciota Downs.
As they come to the top of the stretch, Deliska with the lead, and with every stride, she bravens up and opens up by 3, and she'll power home. Deliska, Wyatt Farmer in 152-3.
And finally, the staff of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association sends its condolences to the family and friends of those who have recently passed away. That'll do it for this edition of Ohio Harness Update. If you'd like to become a member of the OHHA, visit our website at ohha.com or call our office at 614-221-3650. We hope to see you at a fair real soon.
This has been Ohio Harness Update. Ohio Harness Update is brought to you by Matt Franklin, Wealth Advisor at Wire to Wire Wealth. This has been a production of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.